Hey up, hope you're all doing well. I thought I'd put a quick video out on my findings with the Nexus. And as with all of my videos, this is purely based on my own experience and how it's been for me, how it's been maturing, how quickly it took, and basically how I did it. Well, how I am doing it rather. And like I said, it's not a this is the way you have to do it. This is purely based on my experience and how it's worked for me. So straight away you can see it doesn't look like it's very mature at all. That's because I've just added the last 100 litres. So this is now 2 months old. And you can see if I mix through, some of the media is already starting to brown off. It's nice and mature. That will be the first 100 litres that the Nexus came with. So as you know, it comes with 100 litres of, this is K+. And I have to say the first 100 litres I put some filter start gel in, and it didn't seem to take long to mature at all. Now I always had fish in the tank, so that obviously I didn't go around the route of trying to mature it without fish. So yeah, we always had fish in there, so we were always getting an ammonia. I was just really careful on what I was feeding. I did keep feeding the whole way through because you need the fish to be producing the ammonia for the filter to start working. So in the centre part here, you can see that's the micro, and it does a good job of catching all the waste. But in the bottom of there, or mixed in there, I have some Cyperax. I don't know if it's doing any good, but it's certainly not doing any harm. I was under the impression, or I've seen several people say that Cyperax helps to remove the nitrates. So yeah, it's not a massive amount in there, but that's the setup. That's what we've got. So like I suggested, we'll have a look at the fish. So this is what fish are running off it. So we've got the fish in here, obviously. These were in the tanks that warped and broke, they've just been fed. There's a few in here, not a massive amount, so there's probably 15 in there, 15 in there, so that's 30. And there is probably about 45 to 50 in here, but they're a lot smaller obviously. So it's not being stretched, let's say, not compared to what it's going to be. So the first 100 litres filter start gel, and I ran that for 3 weeks. I think it was 3 weeks, yes. It was then I added the second 100 litres. So that took me up to 200 litres of K+. I didn't bother with filter gel because I'd already started that, if you like. I then moved on to this. So I don't know if anybody's used that, but it's pure bacteria, and you know it is when you take the lid off. It absolutely stinks. It is really, really bad. But just a few capfuls for 5 days, turn the UV off. A few capfuls of that every day for 5 days. It's just adding pure bacteria to the filter. And again, based on my experiences, that seemed to work. So it was after about 6-7 weeks, I then added the third 100 litres. So we're at max capacity as far as K+ is concerned. Obviously it's not boiling because I've just added that last 100 litres. You can see the difference there between the new and the old. So for 2 months, as far as readings go, I did some tests this morning and it's reading 0.01 milligrams of ammonia, so next to nothing. I had to double check that, but it is on a hanometer, and I trust the readings on that. and nitrites was 0.2, so the maximum I'd want that to be. So they've just had one feed today in an attempt, but what it shows me is that the filter is cycling the ammonia. I will test again tomorrow to see if that nitrite has reduced, and hopefully it will have done. Well, I'll be honest, for the last 2 months I've had no issues with readings. I've had no issues. I've just been careful with how much I feed and how often. Like I've shown you, there's not a massive amount of fish that's helped cycle this, but so far it's done a great job. You can just see I have got the air on max, but yeah, it's not boiling it just yet, but I'm certain it will. Like I said, this has only been in 3 or 4 days, maybe 5 days. So, and we've had it empty as well. I've had to run it down because the other 2 tanks arrived and I've added those, but that's for another video. So this is at full setup now. This is at the level it will be running at, and it will be running 500 gallon tanks. So it'll be running 2,500 gallons, but it is going to be heavily stocked. So we've got these on here that are going to grow on, but we've also got the fry running on that now as well. So yeah, they're all doing really well. Like I said, I've just been really careful what I feed, and it seems to have worked a treat. No complaints whatsoever. So yeah, that's how I cycled it, if you like. The readings speak for themselves. The fact that the fish are fine and the readings are minimal, and it's taken 2 months. No doubt to mature fully it's probably going to take another 4 or 5 months, I'm guessing. The longer the better, but so far the micro in the centre is doing well at catching the fines. This was, you can see right down to the bottom, this was cleaned 3 days ago, and so far there's very little settling again. So yeah, it's doing a cracking job, and the bio stage is also doing a cracking job as well. So yeah, I will update once this lot matures and it starts boiling nicely, and obviously if there are any issues, anything I come across that I think might help, I will put a video on. So that's it for this week. Like I quickly mentioned, my other 2 tanks have arrived. They are fully installed and I've put a backy shower on, but that's for another day. We'll do a video on those either next week or the week after. Thanks very much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next week. Cheers.